Okay, so what we have here is an aptly named Task Manager app. I created this, it's just a Power App. It connects to a SharePoint list. It can connect to really any type of structured data, whether it's SQL or Excel, or third-party systems like Salesforce. But in this scenario, I just did a SharePoint list. As you know, that is my Huckleberry. And what we have here on this, the purpose of this is to display a Gantt chart. Now, this is not a task manager in the traditional sense. This is not a project manager app. That's what I meant to say in the traditional sense. My own arbitrary distinction between a task and a project is a task is I have a series of things that aren't a big deal, but I do need to account for some time spent where I don't have, let's say this group of tasks doesn't have task dependencies. It doesn't have time being logged against it, although we'll talk about that here in a minute. So this is kind of a rudimentary to-do list. But in the scenario where I have to give some type of roadmap, I have to give some type of chart of when these deliverables are going to be due. So it's kind of a cross between using Microsoft To Do versus using a project management tool like Microsoft Project. So that being said, it's very straightforward. You have documentation. This is basically saying I'm going to log some documents. We're going to skip this one because it's really the same thing as this, logging a task. And you can see the categories all have changed. So the category of logging a task goes to task. The category of logging document just goes to type documentation. And I did that because depending on your views, you might be able to have a report that says all documentation created. So this just kind of saves the UI, the fields on this button are catered towards logging effort for documentation. But there's a task, right? So you build your tasks, task name, you link it to a project, and you go to, in this case, you can link it to a specific application. Again, this is a Power App, so it's custom fields. You can put a due date. Your Gantt chart's needed for the due date. But really, that's not what we're here for. Let's talk about the reports. This is the Gantt chart. So if I go to the particular Gantt chart here, right here. So I'll just go to in progress. And I believe I deleted those tasks. Let me restore those. I'll pause it. Okay, we're back. I deleted those tasks. My mistake. So back to reports. And we're going to select on our project here and right here. There we go. So you can see, and again, this is kind of a prototype. You can expect some bugs here. And I'm building this out. Again, you can sort by project over here. You can filter by the status of the project. And here I'm going to put real in progress. And this is in coordinates with your Kanban board. So if you have tasks that are part of a Kanban board, that's kind of where this can pull from. And you can see here I have some filters. It's still defaulting to 2025, but that's fine. And you can see you can sort it by month view. You can sort it by day view, and day view is going to give you kind of your week view. So, I could add another view in here for week, but you can kind of see here, there's test 1, there's test 2, test 3. And if these tasks have subtasks, as of right now, I don't have that being shown in the view. These don't connect because these are weekends. So they're separated by those weekends. So there's going to be some enhancements of course, that I'm going to add to it, but I really wanted to show this, build this video to kind of show, hey, here's what's possible. It was some effort, but not anything unbearable in building this app. And you can see here too, I have the name listed right here to the right. Some folks have given me feedback saying that it's redundant to have task 3 here and task 3 here. You can turn that on or off. It's your prerogative. I also built another component of this is time. So this notes right here could be converted to, say, time entry. And the idea is, here is some time for today. basically, if you wanted to track time, let's just say it took 8 hours, and it links to projects. So it links to projects. Projects is, again, just a data source in some database, in this case, SharePoint. You could link it to an issue if you wanted to. So again, these are just tests. This is just a bunch of test data. And when I link it here within this task, on the back end, I create a one-to-one relationship in the SharePoint database. So in the event you wanted to find out how many different time entries were set to a particular project, or how many different time entries were set to a particular issue, I built that functionality here to basically allow this as a rudimentary time tracking system. Still building this out, but it definitely scratched the personal itch I had of, I wanted to automate timesheets. I wanted to automate status updates. So I was able to do that. And I also, not ready for it, but I also have invoicing built off of this based out of these time entries. That's something that so it's real-time billing or real-time invoicing that I'll show at a later time if you wanted to use this as a mechanism for tracking tasks and billing. The main meat and potatoes, again, was just to show that, hey, Gantt charts are pretty straightforward in a Power App. There really isn't a very clean way to do this within SharePoint that I like. I did show that in another video that on this channel that SharePoint does offer a very ugly looking Gantt chart view. Maybe I'll link to that. I'll also link, just look at the description of this, because I'll link to a text version, a text post of this video talking about the different options we have in M365 with Gantt charts. Build it, buy it, or use what we have out of the box. I hope this video has been informative. If there's interest in buying it, I'm not against packaging this up in a zip and selling it. I don't know where I'm going to go with that. I'm still working on some bugs, but let me know. Appreciate the feedback. Talk to you later.